Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to our free-to-play series part 35. We're on Maui, or Moai. We're up against Livid Cat again. Lived Cat? I don't know if it's Lived Cat or Livid. Livid spelled different, I think, right? But, I don't know. I've always been bad at pronouncing words. So, go ahead. I'm gonna start out with the Razor Mouth and a Contortio. I always like to save up for 7 keys on this map. I don't know if on this match I started with the Mount Crushmore or Motherlode. Looks like a Motherlode. So I've been experimenting on what to start with. Motherlode's really tanky, so my opponent always has a hard time dealing with it, even if they bring out like a Rage Hargos or any kind of electric dealing phobie. So he brings in a Miss Mofat, and I don't know what he was trying to do, why he just let me deal about 300 damage to each one, but I was thinking he was trying to get me to come here and then use the Motherlode ability, right? And then what he'll do is he'll push, wait, was Finnegan? I think it would push me this way, but it might have also been able to push me this way. And then oh right, he could have pulled my Motherlode and probably pushed Finnegan from here. And I think I would have died because he could have been able to spawn a unit and place it there. So good try by him. You guys, if your opponent's playing like push and pull phobies, especially on maps like this where there's quite a couple of abysses, you always gotta try to keep in mind how like the push and pull effects will work. It gets a little bit confusing at times, so you gotta be careful with that. It's a lot easier once you start getting more experience. So right here, like, he's gonna bring in a fetch. This man just loves using the push and pull effects. But he's gonna sacrifice a snowball, which is not a good play. You never wanna sacrifice anything higher than 1 key. Like, for nothing. Even 1 keys you don't wanna sacrifice just for nothing, you know? You wanna always try to make the most out of your phobies, even if they're just 1 key cost or whatever. Because now he's back to square one, and all he's really done is just kill our Contortio. Basically, he sacrificed a 3 key cost phobie, and guess what he got out of it? Just a Contortio, basically, because we ended up capturing the panic point again. So here we go. We're gonna keep the pressure up with Motherlode. Really gotta just keep pressure up by herself. We're gonna bring out our own Miss Mofat. Polars are really good on this map, and they're kind of hard to deal with. In fact, I always have trouble on this map when my opponent has like an attractor. I'm not really sure how to deal with it, especially since I don't have like access to the leprechaun guy. I'm gonna go ahead. I believe we're gonna get a big poison by our Noxious. I don't know if the fetch dies here. I think so. Yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have done this play. We're gonna need a little bit more damage, so we're gonna summon an Innocuous. And we're gonna bring a Cassowary to help defend the top portion of the map. Let's see what our opponent does. He might try to kill our... Ooh. He actually summons Cupcake. This phobie is freaking crazy. Like, just the fact that you're able to spawn it just for... and then use like its buff ability right away is crazy to me. Let me know if any of you also have Cupcake. I think it seems kind of broken, to be honest. I don't know, maybe it's not as good as I think it is, but especially on small maps, you really just have to keep like a phobia of yours 2 tiles away from your spawn, and you could just have like surprise damage.
felt quite therapeutic.
So our opponent's gonna go ahead and try to kill off our instinct. Actually, he might be able to. Yeah, he actually is. And then he's gonna bring out our Ray Chargos, which, to be honest, guys, I think Ray Chargos kind of sucks. To be honest, I don't think he's as good as people say he is. I don't know if people still think that, but I feel like he's too squishy. I think he's base 1200 health, which is really low, especially for a 5 key cast Phobie. And of course, it does deal a considerable amount of damage to mechanical Phobies, but it doesn't do enough to justify using it, I don't believe, because one, it's not gonna kill out the mechanical Phobies have so much health, and then it's very easy to kill. Like, I think just like a cast where you like 1200 damage, it's very easy to get. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, back to the match. This game is pretty much as good as done. There's not much our opponent can do. Just the Phobies we have out right now, just beat his. And it's gonna be GG's, and I'll see you guys in the next match.
Was quite cathartic.
Alright guys, and we're back. We're on Pluto. We're up against Destroy. Now, this match, probably one of my longest matches in a while, as you can see. But our opponent goes ahead, starts out with the Cassowary. I was recording this live, but I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it midway through recording this. But I did stick around with the match, just to see how it goes. And then our opponent's gonna start out with a Spud as well. We started out with the Spud just so that he couldn't kill us with his Cassowary, because Cassowary is really good on this map. It allows you to utilize the stim pad, and because its ability, moves it out of the stim pad, basically you can get like two Phobies that utilize the stim pad all in one turn, which is pretty good. And Cassowary already deals pretty scary damage, even without the stim pad bonus damage. So with it, he would deal about, what is that, like 867? Pretty crazy. But we have to back away with our Spud, because Cassowary plus his own Spud plus the stim pad kills our Spud. Right here, we're gonna bring out an Innocuous, just so that we can be in range of covering these 2 panic points while also being out of range of the stim pad. We'll move our Razor Mouth out, because the only way he kills us is if he sacrifices his Spud or Cassowary, both of which I'm fine with. Brings out a Erratic, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take it slow. I might as well get rid of all these obstacles on my side of the map. And go ahead, sacrifice our Razor Mouth, because why not, That way we can start putting pressure on his heart. And he can't capture this right away, unless, if he summons something, he can't capture this right away, unless he clears up this obstacle or he sends a flying unit. He's gonna sacrifice his droney, which isn't necessary. This is not like something that you have to recapture right away. So I don't understand why he sent out droney. It's just gonna die. He just sent out 2 keys basically for nothing. Right here we're gonna bring out our AWOL and a Contortio just to start capturing these 2 panic points so we can apply more pressure on his heart. It's gonna bring in a Eternal Night, which is okay. I'm not too worried about that. Gonna go ahead, sacrifice our AWOL to capture this panic point, and then position our Contortio so that it can kill the Eternal Night. Because right now we're just going back and forth. I'm predicting he's gonna use his Eternal Night to recapture that top tile. And in order to prevent me from using my Contortio, he's actually just gonna sacrifice his Cassowary, which, in my opinion, is a pretty big mistake. Like, just let your Eternal Night die. It's not that big of a deal. Go ahead and just shoot at his Cassowary once and move our Inoculus out of the way. I don't want him to be able to just smack and capture our panic point. We're gonna bring in a Miss Mofat so we can try to pull that Erratic in range of our Inoculus. And yeah, he notices that and he backs away. He's gonna bring in a Klepto. It's okay. And a Gravedigger. So now he's out of keys, right? So now we have the advantage of basically we know this is all the phobies he's ever gonna summon for the rest of the match. And we kind of play around that. We're gonna bring in a Noxious. There's several ways I could have handled this as well. I could have like tried to starve him, I guess. And what I mean by that is, since I have 7 keys left, I could just summon a bunch of 1-cost units until I run out and just capture like panic points so that he's forced to capture them with his units. And he only has 5 left, so it would go probably Eternal Night, then Spud, then Gravedigger, and one of these 2. That's something that you could always try to implement in your strategy, guys. I'll try to explain it more clearly. So let's say our opponent's out of keys, right? This is all the phobies he'll have for the rest of the match, right? So let's say we both had 2 panic points captured, and then I decide to, since I had, let's say I didn't summon my Noxious, I would summon like a Cowbell or whatever, and then I would capture this tile, right? And then he would slowly lose. He'd either have to recapture this tile by sacrificing one of the 5 phobies he has, or I force him to try to push into our phobies, which is, you know, it's not an easy thing to do. If you're attacking, it's kind of hard because you're gonna open up your opponent. If you don't kill the main damage dealers, your opponent's gonna get 2 hits off while you only get 1, because you have to move and hit. Otherwise, your opponent who's defending, he doesn't have to move. He could just use both actions to attack. So right now we're just kind of stalling. Pretty much this match is kind of over. Maybe it'll bring my Spud up because he doesn't have anything in range to kill it. Of course, he could kill it with Spud, placing it here and then moving either an Erratic or Klepto, and then the splash damage would finish off our Spud. But that's why I positioned the Noxious here so that he can't do that. And since he's out of keys, poison becomes a lot more lethal. He can't summon like a Muffin Top or anything to heal off the poison. He's just gonna have to take the effect. But I think I'm gonna just speed it up here, because for the most part we already won this match. Like, the only way we lose this is if we screw up and make like a giant mistake, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and sacrifice our Noxious here, and I'm gonna go ahead and speed up the match, guys. And that's gonna do it for today's videos, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.